guys, thanks for tuning in. This is OPTIBOTIMUS coming at you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Robots in Disguise Warrior Class STRONGARM, a new female character in the upcoming Robots in Disguise series. As you can see, she's this giant police truck looking thing. I mean, it kind of looks like a Hummer, but with a police look to it. Looks pretty good here along the side. You can kind of look in there and see that she looks like she's got a lot of back kibble. So we'll see how that all plays out. But you come around here to the back, you can see that she transforms in 8 steps. You got an image of her robot mode as well as vehicle mode. And then down here, in conjunction with the Transformers game app that's available for download both on the App Store and Google Play. And once you have that app downloaded, you can then scan the various faction symbols on these new toys, specifically an Autobot logo here on STRONGARM, and it unlocks and allows you to play as her and her various weapon in the game. Simply a wonderful way of incorporating the toy and a video game, which a lot more kids are playing video games and playing with toys, and I love seeing that kind of connection. One thing that I'm noticing right off the bat is that the blue on the animation model here looks a lot darker than the blue on the actual figure. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. We haven't seen the show yet. It doesn't debut until next year, specifically 2015. So only time will tell, but for the packaging, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get her open and see how cool she actually is. Alright guys, so here we have STRONGARM opened up and out of her packaging. And as you can see, like I said, I don't want to say that she's a Hummer, but she really kind of reminds me of a Chevy Avalanche, where it's a very tall truck but has a pickup kind of look here in the back. But it's a very large style of truck, and it looks pretty good. You got the red and blue for the siren up there. It definitely is a lighter blue around here than some of the animation looks. But all in all, it looks pretty nice. You got a nice Autobot logo right there. You got the white, you got some kind of weird bluish color headlights. It's a similar color blue to the light bar up here, but I mean, overall it's not bad. I really can't complain too much. It does the job. Now you can see that there's weapon storage down here in the bottom. Just take this out, and if you want to, you got a peg right here. You can do that. I don't know why you would want to do that. Honestly, I prefer the storage of weapons when they're hidden so much more than when they're storing in plain sight of things. Just kind of silly and ugly looking, I guess. But I mean, I really don't mind it too much. I mean, it is very simple. They are keeping a very simple color palette. I mean, you just got blue and white on here. You got the black for the tires. I mean, pretty much every figure so far has just had essentially 2 main colors. You know, Grimlock was green and black. Bumblebee's yellow and black, I guess. Steeljaw's bluish and black. This is blue and white. So all the colors are pretty much the same in terms of keeping them very simple. Now, while I do really like this, it's a pleasant looking vehicle mode, the transformation is very simple and almost shelf former-ish, and that kind of bugs me. The ingenuity that was in the previous figures is really not here, I don't think. So to transform her, first you just kind of loosen these bits up. You kind of pull here and loosen that, kind of get that flipped up just like so. You got the waist section here. Take this, fold this forward like that, rotate here at the waist, bring the foot all the way around like so, just like that. Split the top section. Well, I should probably let you be able to see that. So here, I'll zoom up a little bit. So you're splitting this and then angling this out, and then you take this section, fold this in, that locks into place. Do that on this side as well. Lock that into place. Rotate these down like so. I guess you should have left this undetached, I suppose. Kind of get this thing out of the way. This whole assembly right here swivels. You can see one side moves and so does the other, so you got to rotate that all the way around and then bring that there just like that, and then you bring that up, locks that into place. Straighten out these arms. Take this back section. Now, one thing that I really do want to comment on is people have complained about the backpack on here. If you leave it like this, yeah, it kind of looks bad. It really does. But if you actually watch some of the trailer previews for the actual show, she kind of has these little wings off to the side like this, so they're not squared up kind of like that. They're more flared out to the side. So that is actually fairly accurate in terms of her character model. So it doesn't bug me really all that much. I don't think that people should be bugged by it really, because that's how she looks in the cartoon. But here you have her in her robot mode. And while, you know, again, looking at the animation, you could see, you know, the gun hold on there fairly nice. I like the little paint app here, almost as if it's an effect, like something shooting out from there. So that's a pretty nice gun. But from what we've seen in the animation model as it is, the whole chest is a little bit different looking in terms of the paint. It's not as much blue, and she doesn't have this big Autobot logo right there. It's more in the center, but that's obviously for the game. So you do have that really pretty cool looking though, nonetheless. I mean, she's not my favorite. Of all the ones that I've already reviewed, she's probably what I would say is the weakest, mostly just because the transformation doesn't have that same ingenuity. Vehicle mode looks fine, robot mode looks fine. I mean, she is kind of clunky, and that's just the way things are, but I'd probably say the weakest aspect of this figure is the transformation, whereas the other three that I reviewed, I've really enjoyed the robot mode, vehicle mode, and the transformation. She just lacks in the transformation aspect, so that's where I think she's the weakest. Now for our articulation, the head is on a ball joint. You get a nice range of motion there. Again, they're doing the thing where they give a little light piping thing, but then they paint the eyes, which is kind of annoying. And I do dig her head sculpt. That's a cool looking head sculpt there. I think it's fairly neat looking. I mean, you can see that she's got little puffy lips on there, so a little bit more female looking, I guess. But so you do have that head articulation right there. The shoulders here move in and out here at this joint. They're also on a ball joint there, so you get a nice range of motion. One thing that stinks is that little rotation thing that you do doesn't stay locked in when you have that. I mean, it kind of does if you have that pushed all the way in, but this comes out. Like if you hold this in, it rotates perfectly fine because you're putting pressure on this from actually rotating. So that doesn't really securely lock, and that's kind of unfortunate. I mean, you can't really get that, at least on mine, unless you hold it in. So you do have that ball joint there. She rotates at the upper part of the elbow, she bends at the elbow, and then also right here, there's a little swivel forward and back. So pretty good amount of articulation. I don't particularly like the way her hands look, how they're surrounded in this. I mean, from the side, it doesn't look like it's a hand. I mean, it only looks like a hand from the front, and that's kind of ugly. I think she does rotate at the waist. That's part of the transformation itself. This kind of gets in the way when you're doing that, so get that out of the way. So you do have that. The hips here are on ball joints, so full range of motion there. Rotates at the upper part of the thigh, bends at the knee, and then I guess as part of the transformation as well, you get some foot pivot in there. But she's cool looking. I mean, it's not a bad figure, I don't think, by any stretch of the imagination. And like I said, you can have her holding her gun like that. And, I mean, definitely has a very, I guess, heroic look to her. And I am digging it. She definitely comes across as one of those, I'm going by the book kind of Autobots, and I think that that's going to play in fairly well with the character and create some drama between her and some of the other Autobots. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it all develops. Now to transform her back again, you just take these little bits here, rotate these out on both sides, just like that. Take this chest piece, fold this down, and then you rotate the shoulders down at that joint. It's kind of annoying to do. There we go, get it like that. And then we're just going to fold these up right here, and then we'll put all that together here in just a minute. But get it lined up properly first of all, and sometimes it's not that easy to do because the little bit here wants to rotate around, and it's a pain in the rump. There we go. So get that up there just like that. I'm just going to leave that there for right now. Take these legs. Well, you can put that back up if you want to. Rotate the legs. Rotate this all the way around till you see this piece come out and fill in the gap. I mean, you can push all the way like that. You don't want to do that. That's bad. Keep it like so, where the actual like back door-ish looking thing is going to be. So keep it like that. Bring these two legs together. Kind of hold them together there. And then you fold this back just like so. Then, so let's see here. We're going to just bring these down around the side. This tabs in there. That tabs in along the side. Bring this over. That tabs in right there. And these legs don't like staying together either, at least on mine. So again, we're trying to get all this Wow, okay, that was a pain in the butt. What I was actually doing it wrong. So it's not as hard as I was making it out to be. You need to keep the shoulders up like this when you're rotating it around. It kept moving up, and that's one of the aspects that I don't like. I don't like how they move around so easily. It really confused me, and I apologize. I made that look way too unnecessarily difficult, and it really isn't. So you just bring that together, and you can, well, yeah, as I say that, still trying to get everything to tab in there. Lock that, squeeze all this. Yeah, it's there. You just gotta do all that, but there you have StrongArm back in her vehicle mode. Now, despite the fact that I apparently don't know how to transform her, the transformation is still probably the aspect of this figure that I don't like. But vehicle mode as well as robot mode, I think look really good. Now, I don't think it's a fair complaint to complain about the backpack, especially since she has that in the animation, so it's not a valid complaint, I don't think. It's just that transformation is really buggy for me, and it's not enjoyable. All in all, she hits on 2 of the 3 criteria that I typically rate these Transformer figures on. So I do like her, I do recommend her. Just know that the transformation can be unentertaining if you don't get things done right. But that's about it for StrongArm. So like I said in the other ones, the first wave of RID figures is slowly trickling out to retail. So if this is something that you're interested in, good luck. Or as always, you can go through Big Bad Toy Store. So all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You go to Big Bad Toy Store where this figure's in stock, and you can add her to your collection today. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been OPTIBOTIMUS. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/TeamBotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/OPTIBOTIMUS. Also, I'd encourage you to check out my new website at OPTIBOTIMUSreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, see what I have coming up for future release, and also get your very own OPTIBOTIMUS t-shirt. And finally, I'd also really appreciate it, guys, that if you like this review, don't forget to please like, comment, and share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.